afternoon. Am I audible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
So 22 students are here. Let's wait for 2-3 minutes, okay? So that more students can join us. My voice is low, is it? It's low. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Some two,
Yes, ma'am.
two students are giving not cannot hear me properly. That's why I'm asking. Okay. If it's clear, then it's fine. Let's wait 2 minutes, okay? After 2 minutes, I will start. Okay. So let us start, okay? Let me share my screen. can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is not going. Last class, what we did, we completed our numericals, right? So today, after we will start some new topics, not new topics actually, continuing topics. Okay. So today the topic that is going to cover is your sources of water. Okay, so sources of water from the first class itself. I have been telling, and you people also know you have been answering about sources of water. Okay, so everybody of you, every one of you, you know what are the sources from where the water is being taken. Okay, so then also we have to cover it up. Okay, so you will get this note in your ERP. Okay, so if you just write down the sources now, then it will be okay. Otherwise, your definitions are not needed. Okay, the definitions of this. So let us see. Okay, what are the sources? So basically, there are two types of sources. One is your what? One is a surface source, and the other one is your subsurface source, or also you can say underground source. Okay, so what are the categories of surface sources? One is your ponds and lakes, okay. Then streams and rivers, storage reservoirs, oceans, okay. So these are your surface source, okay. You get it easily. So next is your subsurface source, okay. Springs, infiltration galleries, infiltration wells and tube wells. Okay, so I think from here, this four wells and tube wells is very much known to you. Yes. So springs. How many of you know what is spring? You have heard the word. I know you people have seen this spring, but I don't know whether you know that terminology as spring or not. So I just want to know if anyone knows what is spring.
Ma'am, a small narrow river.
A small narrow river. Not absolutely means not 100% correct. Okay. Okay, you tried, that's very good. So springs is basically I think everyone of you stay in your hill places, isn't it? In a hilly areas you stay, so while going to your home or while in your place also, I think everyone has seen some natural outflow of water. Have you seen some in some like you the some natural water flowing out from the earth surface? Have you seen some types of water like that while going to Shillong? It's
Yes,
kind
ma'am.
you have seen, I guess, right? So it's a natural
Yeah.
outflow. The water keeps on means coming out automatically. Okay, so that is your spring. Okay, so that is called your spring. So spring is an underground source. Okay, and the water it automatically keeps on coming out. Okay, so the springs now you have known. Okay, so wells and tubes also everyone knows. Then infiltration galleries and infiltration wells, these are these are constructed below the ground surface. Okay, and nearby your river bank. Okay, so these are constructed. Infiltration galleries are your you can say these are horizontal tunnel type of structures, and those are constructed below your ground surface. Okay, to what near the river bank, so that the water which infiltrates the water which seeps through the river bank. It directly goes to that infiltration galleries. Okay, so it basically collects water underground. Okay, it collects water from the river. Okay, the water that seeps through your soil and then it goes to the infiltration galleries. Okay, and infiltration well also same, working principle is same, but only your infiltration galleries are horizontal tunnels and infiltration wells are your vertical tunnels. Okay, those are vertical tunnels. So if you search in Google, okay, if you search these two things in Google, it will be more clear to you if you see the picture. Okay, right now I don't have the picture with me, so you can search by yourself. Okay, these two things you can search in net and you can see what these things are. Okay, the main principle of this infiltration galleries and infiltration wells is to collect the water. Okay, it collects water and then from that tunnel or from that infiltration galleries or infiltration wells, the water it is taken to a sump well. Sump well is what, it is also a basically a storage type of thing. Okay, and from there a pump is connected and the water it is pumped and it is directly taken to a treatment plant. Okay, so these are the sources of water, these two, surface and subsurface. No one will ask you about the definitions, but I guess you should know about these ponds, lakes, everyone knows, so nobody will go to ask you about all these definitions. And these streams, infiltration galleries, you should know the terminologies. Okay, you should know what does this spring means or what does this infiltration galleries means. Okay, and in brief or in details, I guess you will be learning in your hydrology, or not in, if not in hydrology, then when you will be in seventh semester there might be some elective subjects and you can choose, if you choose environmental, then I think you will be you will study about details. Okay, about these things. For now, for the now the time being, you just remember the names. Okay, so next, okay, um, how many of you know what is a reservoir? Do you people know what is a reservoir? Because we will be learning about the reservoir storage zone. Okay, we will be learning about the zones of a reservoir, but before learning about the zones, I think we should know what is a reservoir. Have you seen a reservoir?
Yes, ma'am.
You have seen. Do you know what is a reservoir? Can you just explain a bit about by yourself? What kind of thing it is, what it looks like? Okay, let me show you one picture from Google. Okay, let me. I have shown the section B, so I will be showing it to you also. Okay, if you search in Google about reservoir, what it says: a large natural or artificial lake used as a source of water supply. Okay, you can understand the sentence. Okay, you can understand, right? It is a large natural, it might be natural or it might be artificial lake. Okay, artificial lake means what? Man-made. A man-made lake which is used as a source of supply, water supply. That means from there the water is taken to a, through a intake structure and it is then taken to a water treatment plant. Okay, so let us see what it looks like. I think everyone has seen. I will show you. Wait.
Ama ver, 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 ver la.
Which one will be a good picture to show you? This one. Let's see this one. Can you see this picture? This part you see, the upper part, okay, this upper part, it is your reservoir, and it is a dam, right? This part is a dam, and this part is your reservoir, okay. It is at a higher elevation, okay, and it might be a, it might be a natural lake also, or it might be an artificial lake also, means that is connected to a dam, okay. The reservoir, it is connected to a dam, the water, it is stored here, okay. So this is your reservoir. How many pictures are here? You can see all these things. I think you have seen the dam. Okay, so you have known what is dam. So let's see the other thing. Which okay. So first of all, you do one thing. These storage zones of a reservoir, the notes which you will find in ERP, don't write that one. Okay. You take a snapshot of this screen, the one I am showing you right now. You take a snapshot of these definitions. These are from book, okay? So you take a snapshot of this, and later you write down in your copy. Okay, after the class ends, you write down in your copy these definitions. First, you take a snapshot of this one. Done. Okay, next,
Ma'am.
yeah, you take the snapshot of this diagram. Take. Next, take this. Taken. Okay, next
Ma'am,
is yes.
show the diagram.
I can't hear you. What?
Ma'am, can you show again that diagram?
Diagram. Okay, take. For now, you just take a snapshot, okay, because if you draw now, or if you starts to write now, it will take a very long time, okay. You write after your class ends. Just take a snapshot. Finish now. Okay, now this one you have taken. Up to bank storage, you take one. Taken. Okay, next, last one, value storage, you take. Taken, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't forget to write in your copy, okay. The thing that is given in your ERP, that is also you can write down, but I think this one will be more understandable to you than in your, in that part whatever is written in ERP, okay. In ERP you will find a diagram like this, okay, and definitions are here, but I don't suggest to write this one, okay. No, we will study this one from book. Okay. So let us see. Okay. So now you have seen the real picture of a reservoir, right? You have seen the dam. So now you can, I think you can visualize this picture. Okay. So here this is the dam. Okay. In that picture you were seeing from this side. Okay. That is your front view, on top view you were watching in that picture. Okay. So here it is your reservoir. This part, this part is your reservoir, and this is your dam. Okay, can you see my cursor? You can see my cursor. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now this is your dam and this is your reservoir. Okay, so now we have different zones, storage zones. Okay, so storage zones in a reservoir, so we will study about that. So first one we will see here. What is the definition is given? It's your normal pool level or maximum conservation level. Okay, so let us see what's the definition. It is the maximum elevation to which the reservoir water surface will rise during normal operating conditions. Okay, so where is normal pool level here? It is this one. This line you see, the second line. Okay, this is your normal pool level. The pool level is up to your crest. Okay, the crest part, the top part is known as your crest. This is your spillway crest. You see this crest. So the water level, the water level that is in your means under normal operating conditions. Okay, the water will be in that level only. It will not rise up. Okay, the under normal conditions, the water level up to which it is workable or it is operating during normal conditions, this is your normal pool level, means the water will be up to this level. Okay, that is your normal pool level. Next is your minimum pool level, the lowest water surface elevation which has to be kept under normal operating conditions. Okay, so this is in this diagram, this is your this part is your minimum pool level. That means in that reservoir, this much of water it should be stored. Okay, the water cannot go below this one. Okay, it should be for the dam or reservoir to work under normal conditions. The water it should be up to this level. Okay, so the minimum level water level which the dam it should be there, so that is known as your minimum pool level. Okay, so next let us see, it's your useful and depth storage. The volume of water stored in the reservoir between the minimum pool level and normal pool level is called the useful storage. Then water stored in the reservoir below the minimum pool level is known as the depth storage. That means here this is your normal pool level and this is your minimum pool level. Just now we studied. So the water, the volume of water in between these two levels. Okay, so this volume of water is known as your useful storage. That means that water can be used. Okay, and the water which is below the minimum pool level, that means this is your minimum pool level, then below this whatever water is stored is there, that is your dead storage. That means that water it cannot be it is not useful because that water it is mixed with sand, gravel, all those things. Okay, so that water below the minimum pool level, that water we consider it as a dead storage. That means it is not used, it is of no use. Okay, so next let us see what it is, maximum pool level. Okay, so when floods occur, okay, when there is floods, so it is worst condition, under worst conditions like flood, the normal pool level, this normal pool level which we consider to be a normal level during our normal conditions. Okay, so during floods what happens, this level it rises. Okay, it rises to a means up from this level it rises. Okay, so the level up to which the water normal pool level of water rises during your floods is known as your what, is known as your maximum pool level or maximum reservoir level. Okay, this line you see, this line it is overflowing your dam. Okay, it is overflowing your dam, so this is under only under your during floods. Okay, so next is your Sarsar storage, the volume of water stored between the normal pool level and the maximum pool level. Okay, so what is the Sarsar storage? The volume of water between your this maximum pool level and the normal pool level. Okay, between these two line, whatever water is there, it is known as your surcharge storage. Okay, it is indicated here. Next is your bank storage. Okay, so the bank storage, it is not shown in your diagram, but then also what happens that during your when suppose when the water, what is written here, please see, when the reservoir is filled up, okay, certain amount of water, yes. So what happens is that during some conditions, when the reservoir is completely filled, some water it seeps through your river bed here. Okay, this is your river bed, so it seeps through the river bed. And what happens when the reservoir under dry season, when the reservoir gets depleted or it dries, okay, the reservoir gets dries, only in that circumstances this water, it comes out. Okay, the water that it seeps during normal conditions, only during after depletion this water gets, it comes out. Okay, so that storage, that water which it stores, it seeps through the river bed, that storage of water is known as your bank storage. Okay, it is written here. When the reservoir is filled up, certain amount of water seeps into the permeable reservoir banks. This water comes out as soon as the reservoir gets depleted. Okay, that means when diminished level, that means there is no water. Okay, only during that time the water it comes out. So that volume of water, it is known as your bank storage. Next is your last one is your valley storage. So whenever a dam is constructed, okay, even before a dam is constructed, there is a certain amount of water that is already present in that, in that stream or in that area. Okay, so that storage, it is known as your valley storage. Clear? So this is a small equation. You can remember this equation of your flood mitigation. Then what else? Nothing else. Okay. So these are the, these definitions are important. So you try to visualize the diagram, and then if you remember the diagram, okay, if you remember the this, so where, what things are here, so you, the definitions you can automatically write by yourself. Okay, if it comes also, just try to remember the diagram. Okay, for that I have shown you the real picture of a dam with a reservoir. Okay, so this one is done, this topic. Next, okay, next we will be, this is probably a different, actually a different chapter, but here this is a different topic. Okay, for this semester it is a topic. So intakes. Okay, from first class, I think you are hearing this word from me. Intake, intake. Okay, from the source, the water is taken to an intake. Then it is taken to a treatment plant. You are hearing all this. Okay, so we have to study something briefly about the intake. Okay, so what does an intake? It means, see, for a source of supply you have seen. Okay, so the main function of our intake, is to what, is to collect the water from the source. Okay, and to discharge it to the what, to the conduit. To the conduit, everyone knows it is a kind of pipe. Okay, so here it is written, the main function of the intake work is to collect water from the surface source and then discharge water so collected by means of pumps or directly to the treatment water. Okay, so the work of the main function of the intake is to collect the water from the source and then to discharge it to the conduit. Okay, so there are certain points to remember while selecting a site for intake, okay, where intake works it can be carried out. So there are certain points for selecting your intake site. So we will see that one now. Just wait a bit. Let me see the book. Okay, I will give in the next class. I will be giving you one picture, okay, about the points. Okay, here also it is written 8 points are given, but I think in the book it is given more nicely. So I will provide you that in the next class, but for now you just listen to me. Okay, you just listen to me. What are the points that should be kept in mind while selecting a site for intake works? Okay, means what are the points? So first point, it is your, as far as possible, the site should be near the treatment plant so that the cost of conveying water to the city is less. Okay, so what does it mean? The intake structure. Okay, it should be, it should be near the treatment plant because what? Why? So that the cost of conveying the water to the city it will be less. Okay, then the obviously the length of the pipe it will be less. Okay, so all those things if it is near the treatment plant then it will be easy. The next is your, the intake must be located in the purer zone of the source. Okay, so that the best possible quality of water is withdrawn from the source. And it is told that the intake it should be located in the purer zone of the source. Okay, means the water it should not be dirty. Okay, so that if it is located in the purer zone, that means the load on the treatment plant it will become less. Okay, so if you already provide some clear water, then obviously the load on the treatment plant it will become less. Okay, so it will reduce the load on the treatment plant. Okay, so it is told to construct the intake, in the purer zone of a source. So next is your, the intake must never be located at the downstream or in the vicinity of the point of disposal of wastewater. Yes, so this point is also similar. It is also said that it should not be located at the downstream part of a river or a source, because at the downstream part, generally what happens, people generally dispose of uh, these waste things. Okay, so that part is your, the downstream part of a river. It is generally dirty. Okay, the water is polluted. So it is similar to point number two. Okay, then next is your, the intake should never be located near the navigation channels, as otherwise there are chances of intake water getting polluted due to the discharge of refuse and waste from ships and boats. Okay, so the intake it should not be located near your navigation channels. So what are navigation channels? Well, like your, you can say, ships, boats, all these things. Okay, so it should not be located near your navigation channels. Otherwise, what will happen? The the waste or discharge which are, which are coming out from your boats and ships. Okay, so that water it gets polluted. Okay, and the intake, if the intake will take the polluted water, then obviously the load on the treatment plant it will become more. Okay, so next point is, let me see. Okay, the next point, the intake it should be located in a place where even during the dry season of the year, okay, you get water easily. Okay, it should be located in such a place that the water it is available throughout the year. Okay, then even during your driest periods of the year, you can easily find the water. Okay, and so that it can collect the water and it can transfer it to the treatment plant. Okay, so these are the points. These four five points are there. So if you remember 5 6 points, that is fine. Okay, so I will provide this to you in the next class. The picture I will provide. You can take a snapshot and you can write it down in your copy. Okay, so types of intakes. Yes, there are some types of intakes. I think for this semester, no need to go in brief about the intake types. You just need to remember the names. Okay, so can you just write it down? I will just tell the name. Okay, types of intakes, you write the heading. Types of intakes. You can write down number one as your simple submerged intake. The 5.5 you see, point 5. This one you can write down. Simple submerged intake. Simple, you write down the word simple. Simple submerged intake. Wait, I will write it down in this one. Just wait, huh? Simple submerged intake. Then you can write intake towers. Here, two type of towers are there: wet, wet, and dry intake towers. Number three, you can write river intake. River intake. Then you write down canal intake. Then you write down last one intakes for sluiceway, sluiceways of dams. Okay, these five types of intake you remember these 5 types. Acha. Let me give you one. Uh, Not you no need to submit it to me. Okay, assignment type of thing. No need to submit it to me. You just study about this simple submerged intake. Okay, this submerged simple submerged intake. Only one type. Okay, I am giving you. Okay, it will end in 5 minutes. If the meeting ends, you please rejoin again. Okay, we will take the attendance. So you just study about this simple submerged intake from Google. Okay, if you have bought your book, then it's fine. Or if you have not brought your book, then you can search it in Google. Okay, you draw the diagram and you write the something, the working principle or whatever you can say. You write it down. Okay, about this simple submerged intake. One type of intake I think you should know. So you write down. Okay, everyone. These 5 types you write down. Okay, it means the types are these 5 types are there. You should remember the name and the simple submerged intake. You study it in your net and you see what it is. Okay, and you can write it down in your copy. If someone is interested to study about the 5 types, then you can study also. That's a very good thing. If you study. Okay, basically in your last semester I have given every details of this types. Okay, but now, yeah, if I means start giving you all these details of these 5 types, then I don't think your syllabus will get completed. We are already in your first chapter. Yes, we have 5 chapters, so we need to complete. First 2 chapters are very, it's very vast. I'm saying it. So we need to learn more in details about the treatment. So treatment is more important. So now I am just giving you the types, and you study this first type by yourself. Okay. So next class we will go. We will study about our some characteristics of water. We will study. So today up to here only. Let me take the attendance. Okay, everyone. I think we should rejoin the link. Otherwise, it will get disconnected in between. Let us disconnect and join once again. Okay, everyone. Just disconnect and join once again.